guys, today's video is going to be pretty quick and to the point, but let us first welcome our newest model to the team, Angela. Angela comes to us from Amazon with a head full of 100% kinky human hair. Her hair is 9 inches all the way around, thick, coarse, and soft. Perfect for those of you who need more practice with type 3 and type 4 hair. Links to this practice head and all the tools featured in this video will be listed in the description box below. Today's video was inspired by a recent one-on-one training I was teaching. The student was used to braiding one way but really wanted to learn my way for knotless braids. So I'm going to show you the 3 basic ways I know to complete a standard 3-strand braid. This particular braid I'm starting off here is a knotless braid, where I'm extending the natural hair with extension braiding hair. And of course I chose the color pink because I love pink. I have several step-by-step videos on how to start a knotless braid, so be sure to check the cards above for recommended videos to add to your playlist and watch later. The first technique I'm going to show you is how I first learned to braid a single braid myself. This is what I call the overhanded fist method. What I'm basically doing is holding the outer strands with my fists by gripping with my pinky, ring, and middle finger. Then using my free thumb and index finger, I'm going to pull the middle strand up and around. You'll notice that as I pull from the middle and up and around, I basically just flip my fist over to bring the new middle strand upward. So I'm just going to walk you through that. So I'm pinching, flip, pinch, flip, pinch, flip, pinch, flip, and I think you guys get the point here. So this is a fairly loose way to braid, but you do get a consistent braid as long as you keep your tension and you keep the rhythm going down the braid. This method works best when you're working with shorter strands. When the hair is long, it can tangle up on itself, so I tend to use this method when I'm finishing off my ends because I can braid a whole lot faster, tighter, and grasp the small hairs a lot easier. You'll notice if you've ever watched me do a full head, I will switch between the 3 techniques that I'm showing you guys today because they all serve different purposes for me. The next method is what I consider to be the classic overhand. And guess what? It's the same thing as the overhanded fist. The only thing I'm changing is how close my fingers are to the braid. I'm still holding the outer strands, but between my pinky and my ring instead of outside my pinky. This helps with firmer grip and consistent tension throughout the braid. Then, just like the first one, I'm going to grab the middle strand with my index and my thumb, then flip the hand that's holding the 2 strands. This method allows for increased speed with a tighter braid. It is also ideal to use to avoid excessive pressure on your fingers. You can also see it makes braiding with nails a lot easier. So if you have nails, you can avoid that whole clickety-clack thing. Last but not least, we have our classic underhand. For those of you who have been with me for a while, you know I struggled for years trying to learn underhand. My brain was just so stuck on the method I initially learned. It was really hard to retrain my brain and my hand coordination to make the switch. Nevertheless, all the practice paid off because one day it just clicked. I want you to think of this method as kind of like a wrap method. Instead of pulling the braid up the middle then flipping, I'm wrapping the outer strands down or around the back of the braid to then become the next middle strand. Now this one is really complicated, so buckle up and don't worry, I'll do a slow-mo at the end. Every time I wrap, I'm pinching the middle with my thumb and index finger while holding the outer strand with my pinky. That's all in one hand. Then using my other hand, I'm going to wrap the other outer strand on top of my index finger, then hold it down with my middle finger. Now I'm going to switch hands, pinch the middle, then wrap the other side the same way. Here it is again, one more time, pretty slow. I'm pinching the middle. Then I'm wrapping around my index and holding with my middle finger. Then I'm going to pinch the middle again and switch hands. And then I'm going to continue that process. Learning underhand is incredibly useful for tucking the natural hair into the braid. You're basically wrapping it nice and tight to not only protect the natural hair, but keep the braid neater for longer. We all know when natural hair comes into contact with moisture, it can revert and things can start to look a little fuzzy. I have a whole video about tucking, so I'll be sure to link that in the cards above. I already know somebody will ask, so here's the answer. I definitely do not favor one technique over the other. I actually use all three at the same time, sometimes within the same braid. For example, I will use underhand to tuck natural hair, then switch to overhand when there's no more natural hair to tuck. Then I'll switch to overhanded fist at the ends to get those tiny hairs nice and tight. There's really no right or wrong way, but I am definitely curious, you guys. Let us know in the comments, are you team underhand or overhand? Or do you do something completely different? Y'all know I'm definitely down to learn something new. As always, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content like this each and every week. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.